am in fact an elder millennial, and so I could not pass up the opportunity to say, it's gonna be May. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bree and this is For a Positive Book. I apologize if you're still here and you haven't already clicked off the video. Hi, we're gonna let Kerplunk choose my TBR for May. I took April off and I don't know that that was a good thing for me personally. I was definitely in a little bit of a slump. I think I might still kind of be. It's not a slump in terms of like I don't want to read. It's just in terms of I have so many other things going on that I don't have time to read. And unfortunately May is not going to be better as I prepare for the amazing readathon. It's something that is going to take up all of my brain space, all of my time. So we are going to be gentle with ourselves here in May. But we are gonna play Kerplunk again. I tried to do a mood reading vlog at the beginning of April and my golly, it failed so miserably. This is the lowest amount of books that I have read in a month, and I think a lot of it was because I was like, it's fine, I don't have a TBR. Did I still not read the books that I said I was going to read? No, I didn't. So I think I figured out that I need some sort of structure in my reading. I don't necessarily want like everything planned out, but I do need a few more things planned out than what I gave myself in April. So Kerplunk is back. Will I take a break from it down the road for a month? It's possible. I'm not gonna say no, I'm not gonna say never, but I do think that I have to have some sort of structure. I am not a mood reader. I want to be a mood reader, but I'm not one. So let's talk. I am going to be picking a book from the Water Bowl for the next 2 months. I'm going to talk about my Patreon buddy read or group read, and then we will roll the dice and see how many polls we are going to have. So first up, let's talk about the Patreon group read. So in April, we started reading Blood and Steel. So in May, we're going to continue that with Vows and Ruins by Helen Scher. Like I said, book 2 in the Legends of Thesmar series. I had such a great time with Blood and Steel that I'm very excited to continue the story. It's such a bingeable read. It's so quick. It reads very fast. And the banter in this is phenomenal. You know, here's the thing. I think I found out that one of my favorite, it's not really a microtrope, it's a character development thing. But anyways, one of my favorite elements is when you tell a woman that she can't do something and she says, bet. Truly, truly diabolical. Like, you know, she slaps a guy in the face in book 1. We love it. We stan. So anyways, this is going to be happening in May. If you're interested in joining us, that is available for the top 3 tiers. We don't do a live show or anything like that, but we do have a Discord channel that is dedicated to it where we can chat about it. It's been a lot of fun when we've been doing these books. Now let's talk about the Water Bowl. Now the top 2 tiers of my Patreon get to pick books for me to read. They can pick books that they loved, books that they hated, books that they want to see me hate read, whatever. There's no rules. And then they go in here and I read them, and they take 2 months to read them, so I may not get to this one in May. However, with June being Amazing Readathon, it is going to be a little bit of a, you know, time crunch. If you are interested in the Amazing Readathon, because obviously we are getting close to that time, that video is going to be coming out on Sunday, May 4th. We will be premiering it, but the time is to be determined. But just keep your eyes out for it and maybe hit that subscribe button so that you will be notified. But let's pick a book. All right, here we go. Ooh, I get a choice here. This one is from Cassidy, over at Covers with Cassidy, and she just said Anything by Eva Chase. That's exciting. I have read 1 book from Eva Chase, question mark. Yeah, I've read 1 book, but I think she has a Why Choose series, and so I think we might do that one. I don't know what it's called, but here's the cover here. Why choose romance? I mean, like, I'm in my Why Choose era, and so Why Choose Romantasy might be kind of fun. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and roll the dice, see how many sticks that we will be pulling. I'm really hoping that Kerplunk will be nice, even though I was not nice to it and I ignored it in April. On top of May just like not being a big reading month for me because of the prep for Amazing Readathon, I am also going on a cruise in May. We're going on a fictional cruise and also a real cruise, which I think is fun. If you're interested in Escape the Readathon, that is hosted by Lexi over Books with Lexi. I am going to casually be participating in it. Not very like hard because again, May, not a great reading month. But that is themed around a cruise where things happen, murderous things happen. I'm hoping that on my real cruise we don't have any murder. But my husband and I are going on a cruise for our anniversary, so that's going to be a ton of fun. And then I'm also going to be going to BookNet Fest at the end of May. And yeah, that's so lots of travel, lots of prep. Be nice to be nice. Okay, we can do that. That is a 5. I'm not too worried about that. I think I can read 5 books in a month. But, you know, we'll see. All right, let's go. All right, I am quickly losing light, so we are going to do this quickly. But if you are new here, or if you forgot the rules, because don't worry, I do that sometimes too. If it is a green stick, then that means it is going to be an author that I have read from before. So I'll take a stick, I'll pull a prompt, and we pick a book. And then if it's an orange stick, then we will do the same thing, obviously, pick a card. But it has to be from an author that I haven't read from before. If the marbles fall, if any of the marbles fall, then we pick a black card and that gets added to the prompt. It's either going to be something like pull an extra stick or potentially like an extra challenge prompt on top of it. Hopefully with 5 we don't have that, but we'll see what happens because I never trust my tower. All right, we're going to start with a green one. All right, we've got Continue a Series. All right, with the first pick, we got Continue a Series, obviously from an author that we have read from before. And I'm going to just put Vows and Ruins on here. This obviously is book 2 in the Legends of Thesmar series. We just talked about that. And I might as well work smart and not hard. So yeah, we're gonna just put this one on here. Just get it out of the way. All right, let's alternate here and we will go with an orange one. I don't know if you heard that, but they are starting to fall already. Didn't fall all the way down, so that's good. It is precariously placed. Ooh, we've got a viewer recommendation. So what I'm going to do, I have a video where I talked about my entire physical TBR, and I'm going to scroll through those comments. I'm going to randomize them, and we're going to pick a book from there. For pick number 2, we got a viewer recommends. So I went to my TBR video and I randomized the comments, and I had to find one where like I hadn't read from the author before. That always makes it a little bit harder, but this one, thank you so much. Great. So we have Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is the start of a fantasy romance series. I think it's technically YA fantasy, but you know, it's that like, it's on the pipeline of YA fantasy to romantasy. And so I'm kind of hoping that I enjoy it, that I love it. It says, a deadly race, a life-changing prize, 2 rivals forced to work together, a new legend will rise. Tamsin Lark is an outcast among outcasts, raiding the tombs of sorceresses for treasures that she can sell to eke out a living. When rumors swirl about the legendary ring that could change her life and break her brother's curse, she embarks on a deadly race to find it. But she's not the only one who covets the ring. As the competition heats up, Tamsin is forced to partner with her rival, Amaris Dai. Rich, handsome, and charming to a fault, Amaris is everything Tamsin is not. But can she trust him? Together, they journey from modern-day Boston to the ruins of Avalon. Wait, I didn't realize this was like a contemporary. Interesting. I was not getting that vibe from this, but all right. Modern day Boston to the ruins of Avalon, where a secret is waiting to be exposed, awakening ghosts of the past and threatening to shatter all that Tamsin holds dear. Honestly, this sounds fantastic, and I believe it's a duology, which again, it's another buzzword for me. All right, pick number 3. Why don't we do an orange one again? I'm gonna probably regret this, aren't I? Whew, okay, good. We got it. Ooh, we've got a book that no one talks about. Love that. For pick number 3, we have a book that no one talks about from an author that I have not read from before. And I have just that, okay? Listen, I think more people should talk about her because she's pretty cool. I follow her on TikTok. I've met her a couple of times. She's a local Utah author. That's going to be To Touch a Reaper by R.R. Mangold. This is a forbidden romance in that it is a romance between a nurse at a hospital and the Grim Reaper. What? Defy the boundaries of existence in this hauntingly beautiful love story. A Reaper burdened with envy for humanity diligently carries out her duties under the strict supervision of her boss, Death. As she goes about her grim task, a peculiar incident occurs one night at a children's hospital. Jimmy, a nurse, is able to see her, something that was deemed impossible. Intrigued and captivated, she stalks him to uncover the source of this extraordinary ability. To her astonishment, the Reaper discovers that not only can the nurse see her, but he can also talk with her and, against all logic, touch her. Faced with this inexplicable connection, they grapple with the realization that breaking the rules and taking substantial risks is the only way that they can be together. As they navigate this dangerous terrain of defying the natural order, the looming question remains, are the potential dire consequences of their actions worth the pursuit of love? This sounds fantastic. I've had it on my shelf literally for almost a year. I got it last year. I went to a signing at a Barnes & Noble on my birthday, and so I bought it, and it's been sitting there ever since. So I'm excited about that. And then also she was at Romance Out West, and there was a little novella that goes after this that I bought, and she's like, after you finish To Touch a Reaper, you're gonna want to save a demon, which, like, that name, just amazing. But it's a very short novella, and I'm thinking that if I read this, I could read the little novella during Face Off weekend in June. See, thinking smart. This also, I believe, is on Kindle Unlimited, and I know that I'm going to be taking my Kindle on the cruise. I probably won't be taking like physical books. I'll take my Kindle, and so this will be a pretty cool book to like take on a cruise, I guess. We'll see. All right, pick number 4. This one's kind of like sticking out a little bit, so that might be an easy one. Okay. All right, a book on a year-long TBR project. So something like my 25 and 25 or Buzzword Challenge, something like that. For book number 4, we got a book that is on a year-long TBR from an author that I have read from before. I decided to go with Our Fantasy because that's the one that's fresh in my mind. And again, working smart because this is a short book, and it's one that's been on a lot of TBRs recently, and I just keep forgetting about it because it doesn't have an audiobook. But it's on Kindle. And again, I'm going to be on a cruise ship with no internet. I'm gonna read a lot, I have a feeling. That is going to be Heart of Silk and Shadows by Lizette Marshall. This is book 1.5. It follows the Court of Blood and Bindings, which I read last summer. Really enjoyed. It's a book that like still sticks in my mind, but again, I haven't continued the series. But this is the novella that goes between 1 and 2. That's why it's called 1.5. And it says, stealing from a Fae Lord is a desperate plan. As a human servant of the Crimson Court, Allie knows better than to anger the Fae. Cunning and politics are her tools of survival. But when an unwanted suitor threatens her younger sister, Allie can think of only one way to protect her family: steal from the Fae. We know historically that's a bad idea. Okay, the Fae don't like that. So this is going to be a great time. All right, and what will hopefully be the last one. Should I do a new author or a author I've read from before? I want to do an author I've read from before because there were 2 books on my April TBR that I did not get to that hopefully will work, but they are continuations of series. Oh my gosh, they definitely like shifted, but we got it. Well, that didn't help. First in a series. Love that. Definitely not the continuation that I wanted. Kerplunk really said, no, we're not doing what you think you're doing, okay? We're not doing that. Because you can read from an author that you've read from before, it's fine. But you're not going to continue the series you wanted to continue. We're going to start a new series. However, I do want to read this book. That is Rein Me In by Kayla Gross. This is a cowboy romance. If you have watched my vlogs recently, I'm very much enjoying the cowboy romances. I've read a couple of them recently and have quite enjoyed them. And so maybe this one will be along that. I have really loved Kayla's books in the past, specifically some of her novellas. Silver Fox, made my best books of the year. It's like a smutty little novella. So this is the first book in a series. There's Rein Me In and then Rope Me In is the second one. I met Kayla at Steamy Lit last year. I sat in on one of her panels and then I got to meet her afterwards and talk to her. And she's so adorable. She is a delight to talk to. I just loved my time with her, and so I'm really excited to get back into her books. I have enjoyed almost everything that I have read from her. The only one that like wasn't a favorite of mine was Whirlwind, but it also could have been my mental health at the time. That definitely plays a role in my reading sometimes. But like I said, I've really been enjoying cowboy romances, and they're so cute. So anyways, that's going to be the book that we're going to read. Who knows? I might also continue the books that I wanted to read in April and didn't get to, but this is what's on Kerplunk. All right, so not too bad. Not a terrible haul here. Not a terrible TBR. I think that this is pretty manageable. Plus we have the Eva Chase book in here as well, but those ones I don't think are super long either. It's a pretty heavy fantasy romance and romance month, but that's okay. That's honestly okay. I need that. Let me know a book that you are excited to read in the month of May. And like I said, next week is going to be the amazing Readathon announcement. So make sure that you stay tuned. There's a little bell you could hit, then you'll be notified when the premiere is scheduled. If you want to check out the Escape the Readathon announcement, I will leave Lexi's channel and the announcement linked down below. And if you want to see what I've been up to this past month, I have some vlogs up. And so if you've missed one, I will put one right there and one right there for you. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Threads, and my Patreon. I had to change that and it just messes me up. Anyway, it's all linked down below. Have a wonderful day and I will see you next time. Bye!